Hey guys, so the third type of anxiety that we did not cover in class is social anxiety disorder, SAD. Social anxiety can be both adaptive, remember that means healthy, or maladaptive, remember that means we act in ways that are debilitating, basically. So in order for social anxiety to be adaptive, say you come into class late, and that is not something you would want to do. So you think about how you're going to come into class late. You think you might be embarrassed. Everybody's eyes are going to be on you. That sort of thing. Like little embarrassment, right? Is this a normal reaction? Yes, it's probably a normal reaction. How can it be adaptive? It can cause us to be to school on time, right? So maladaptive answers would be when we are so anxious that we're going to be late and that everybody's going to be staring at us and they'll be talking about us and they'll be laughing about us, and we kind of catastrophize what might happen, that it impairs our ability to function so much that we just don't come to class, right? So that would be maladaptive social anxiety, when we are so impaired by our anxiety that we cannot function. Ooh, sorry about that. So role of functional impairment. What types of situations do people who are socially anxious avoid? So if we were in class, I would hope that you would answer things like more high-risk social situations, fear of dating, fear of rejection, fear of embarrassment, fear of putting ourselves out there. It is adaptive to dislike feeling embarrassed, but people with SAD likely avoid situations entirely where embarrassment could occur. When they do that, they ensure that they never have to encounter that negative feeling. So they're negatively reinforcing their behavior. So they're taking away something. They're making certain to never put themselves in that position. And in doing so, they never face that embarrassment or that fear. And so it just reinforces their learning, hey, I'm afraid I'm going to feel fear. I'm not going to put myself in that position. I don't feel that fear. Let's do it again. So it's a cycle, right? Each time we avoid something and we avoid that fear or that feeling of embarrassment, it just reinforces to us, yes, I should go hide in my home, become a little hermit, right? To use an example, I know I use my middle son all the time. He's given me a plethora of study material. He was diagnosed with social anxiety when he was very young. It is something that we have worked with now for years and years. Some things, so to watch him go through this, it's hard, right? He does fine with adults, he always has, but with other kids, he panics and he freaks out, and he would rather not go to a birthday party than have to face other kids, even without the fear of not knowing them. He can know, if there's 5 other kids, he can know all 5 of them and he can be friends with all 5 of them. And he can do just fine one-on-one with all 5 of them. However, when it comes to a party and he doesn't know what's going to happen and he doesn't know if he's going to be embarrassed, I have been with him before as he hid in a corner in a bathroom sobbing because he was so afraid and he was trying to avoid that embarrassment. So moving on to that last question, what role do social experiences play in the development of social anxiety disorder? So it's kind of a combination of what we're born with, our genetics, and also like we were talking about how the feelings we are reinforced, we don't put ourselves in that position. So awesome. We don't put ourselves in a position where we could possibly be embarrassed, right? Think about all the fun or exciting or challenging or rewarding things that we are missing out on when we refuse to put ourselves in that position. So if you want to be a teacher, excuse me, you have to get up in front of people, right? So maybe you have this desire on one hand, and then you have this fear of getting up in front of people on the other hand. Your choices are, okay, I'm going to face this, or I'm going to avoid putting myself in that position. Awesome, I wasn't embarrassed. I didn't have to get up in front of the students. I'm going to be negatively reinforced to continue to not get up in front of people. Social anxiety disorder can be treated with medication for anxiety. It also can be treated with therapy. In my son's case, it was a little bit of some therapy. He also had some really great mentors. He is 9 and has, I would not say he's conquered it, but he's done a really great job. It's been probably 18 months since we've had a massive panic or breakdown, so that's a win.